Great. Well, welcome to the 80 April 25th Service Unit Roundtable. Thanks for being here. Can you see my screen okay? Thumbs up? Okay, good. Awesome. Zoom has decided to make a few adjustments, so trying to make sure I can see it. So if you haven't already, update your Zoom name, let us know who you are, where you're coming in from. It's always good. Our main presenters will have other presenters, but our main presenters will be myself and River. We'll have a few other people jumping in throughout. So here's kind of a list of things that we'll be going through, kind of our typical schedule. But I need someone to say the Girl Scout promise. Marla, can you unmute and say the promise for us?
I sure can. Everybody get your fingers up. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law.
Thank you, Marla. Awesome. All right. First off, I want to play a little thank you. It is Volunteer Appreciation Month, and we want to thank everyone. So I'm going to play this little video for you.
I'm Nikki Williams, CEO for Girl Scouts of Virginia Skyline. Over the course of the last 7 years here, I have had the pleasure of getting to know many of you. To those of you whom I have not yet met, I do hope our paths will cross soon. But today, I wanted to take a few minutes to say thank you. Thank you for being a Girl Scout volunteer. Thank you for the time, energy, and resources you give to the Girl Scout movement, and especially the girls of the Virginia Skyline Council. Simply put, this movement, this program does not work without you. So, happy Volunteer Appreciation Month. I am overwhelmingly appreciative for each and every one of you and the incredible talents that you bring to Virginia Skyline.
Thanks for volunteering. Thank you. Thank you, volunteers!
Well, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to all of you, all of the volunteers that are on the call today. And all of you that may hear this recording that we really appreciate all that you do, and we could not do what we do without you. This program does not exist without you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for all that you do. We know very many of you that are on this call or listening to the recording are volunteers that wear many hats, and we just wanted to say thank you. So we hope you feel appreciated, because we really do appreciate all that you do. So having said that, we're going to go on to mission delivery and share a little update. So where we are membership year over year. So we are down 271 girls from previous. We are up 372 adults and 26 lifetime members and 127 members total for the membership 2024. This current year. Renewal has been off to a really good start for 2025. We're up 591 renewed girl members as compared to last year. We're up 263 renewed adult members as to last year. And of course, year over year, we've increased our lifetime membership. And overall, we're up 875 total members. So that's a good start for the next year. So hopefully we'll keep up that momentum. Membership renewal is still underway. Spring registration actually happens April 1st to June 30th. We had a free co-leader renewal promotion that ended on April 15th. The girl member renewal is still happening. So if the parent or the troop leader logs in, it automatically gives them the girls free renewal if they've been a current member for this year and are renewing for next year. The t-shirt renewal incentive opens May 1st. To be eligible to claim a t-shirt, members must renew by May 1st and then register to claim a t-shirt in GS events using the link that's hyperlinked here and there. And it's also, you find it on the council website, on the calendar and things. There are 400 youth size t-shirts and 200 adults size t-shirts available. Once all the t-shirts are claimed, the promotion ends. And it'll let you know if they've all been claimed. So you won't be able to move forward without it. Any questions about that? What time does it begin? I think it's at 6 a.m. Angie. I'll double check and let you know. So I'll have to I'll look at it, but I think it's at 6 a.m. it starts. But that's a good question. Same thing, it's the same actual event for the decals. So we have 2,500 decals. So again, once they're gone, and the event will shut down. Or you won't be able to, claim another one. So, but same process, same event link. You can claim a decal. If you don't want a decal, just leave it at 0. So I'm going to turn it over. Elizabeth, are you able to hop in and kind of share the recruitment events you have coming up and where you need help?
So I'm unable to be on camera right now, as I'm actually out at a recruitment event, just finishing up in Rockbridge County, a day of kindergarten. Over 50 people I gave information out tonight, and I have many exciting events coming up. We have Riverfest in Waynesboro, a large community festival down at the river this coming Saturday, April 27th, 10 to 4:30 as a large event. I'm looking for 2 helpers. I have a Discover Girl Scouts at the Natural Playground and down by the Greenway in Waynesboro, a beautiful location, on Monday, April 29th from 5:30 to 6:30. That's not as large of an event, so I'm just looking for 1 helper. Then we have our Youth Activities Fair in Halifax County, South Boston, on Thursday, May 2nd, 4:30 to 6:30. I'm looking for 1 volunteer to do that. As you can see, the next date, a family STEAM night at Berkeley Glen Elementary School in Waynesboro, is the same evening, Thursday, May 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. And that's a much larger event. So it can't be 2 places at once. So that's a prime example of why we need help. We can't do this as the staff. We're a volunteer-driven organization. And as Jody said, thank you to our volunteers. We need our volunteers' assistance also with recruitment. And then we have some additional opportunities. We have a Community Connections Day in Withville on Friday, May 3rd. I know that's the same weekend as the service unit team camp out, but that's just in particular that area. We can't fly the schools there, so this would be a great opportunity. Unfortunately, I'm not even available because of that event that weekend. And then Kids Matter Day in Stanton on Saturday, May 11th. It is from 10 to 1 p.m. Again, that's a huge event, so I'm looking for 3 people. And then there's an additional slide. Can you forward on? Thank you. And then we have an additional Discover Girl Scouts playground meetup, a natural playground at a park in Stanton on Tuesday, May 14th from 5:30 to 6:30. And I'd be remiss to not say that those playground meetups are really geared towards our pre-K rising kindergarten audience, which we've flyered pre-Ks, preschools in the Saw area just earlier this week. So there's multiple, that's why we need the additional possible hands on deck, just in case we do get a lot of people, which would be encouraging. There's a family fun day at the Waynesboro Farmers Market on Saturday, May 28th. I didn't say how many people are needed. I'll just say one person because I've never attended it. So, and the farmers market isn't huge like the one in Stanton or Harrisonburg or Charlottesville. It's a small farmers market. Draft days, Saturday, June 1st from 11 to 4. That's a large event. And we'll be doing the stick it archery. So that's why I need 2 people to man that while I provide recruitment information. There's a hiker fest in Waynesboro. It's a long day from 11 to 8 a.m., but 2 people with me could really make it a much more smoother day to be able to really interact with the people. Lexington Rockbridge Juneteenth celebration. It's a smaller event, so just one person could even man it on their own. The Celebrate Rockbridge Festival, this is a new event, so I'm not sure of the size of it, so that's why I'm only looking for, it's only from 12 to 4 p.m., just one volunteer. And with the Training School Cultural Center Street Fair, we've gotten welcome to that, and that is from 11 to 3:30 p.m. And it's not a huge event, but it could be of great potential because, again, with county, we currently can't fire the schools and actually don't have any troops there. And I know someone who might be on the call in an adjoining county. I've already given a little insight into that event already. So there's already feelers out there.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. All right, Emily?
Hello, everybody. So a few events that are coming up. So we have one this Saturday called Kidvention. It is mainly focused on STEM, which is great. That'll be in Charlottesville. I do have one volunteer, but I need another volunteer to help me get through the rest of the event. Discover Daisy Days. We're doing that in Charlottesville at a local park. This is mainly focused on the preschoolers who are going to be kindergartners in the fall. They will come and they will earn their first Daisy badge, the outdoor art maker badge. And we're going to have a little play cookie booth. It is going to be a really great event. And Janet said that she thinks we have enough volunteers for that, which is wonderful. And again, we are going to do this event over in the Rockingham Harrisonburg area. We have 2 confirmed days for that, which is June 8th at Oakdale Park and then June 9th at Stonewall Memorial Park. We are still waiting on a few other locations. The Rockingham Harrisonburg area is very, very large. So we're doing a couple different ones because if you live in Elkton, you probably aren't going to go to an event out in Broadway because you probably don't go to school out there. So we're trying to cover as much as we can. We are just working on getting that all finalized. And again, we want as many volunteers as we can and also some older girl troops as well. So that's what we have going on in the area, probably more to come. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and do I have Mary Alice? There she is. There's Mary Alice. Thank you.
Hey, Hi everyone, thanks for coming tonight. I have a few events, 2 pages, and I'm really excited to get started on all of these and hopefully get some new girls in. We'll start out with 2 events that are happening, or a couple of events that are happening very soon, next week. So the first one is a Discover Girl Scouts event in Bedford at the Manita Smith Mountain Lake Library. It's on Tuesday, so it's this coming Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30. That's the time of the actual event. Help is always welcome before and after as well. So I'll get there slightly early and probably leave slightly after. But unfortunately, I had a volunteer and she's not well. So it would be great if somebody would be willing to come so that this first really important event in Manita, which is an area where we don't currently have a troop, and it's a great opportunity. It'd be great to have some help. The next one is a Discover Girl Scouts leadership event in Lynchburg. It's at Gay Lodge at Camp Sac. It's on Wednesday, May 3rd. So again, it's coming up. And let's see. I don't know if that is the right date. No, it's May the 1st. It's right after. That's a typo. Excuse me. So it'd be great to have some help, but luckily I know that I'll have at least one person or a couple people, and they really know what they're doing. I'm very thankful. But obviously it's always welcome for anybody who would like to volunteer. The next event is a pretty big one. It's a strawberry festival in Roanoke at Elmwood Park. This is put on by Community School. So this is a huge kid-friendly event that happens in Roanoke every year. It seems to be getting bigger and bigger every year. I know that this year there's a ton of vendors that are going to be there. And unfortunately, because of the way that things lined up with the service unit camp out, I won't be able to be there other than to set up and to start. So luckily we have some staff members who are pitching in, and a couple of volunteers have already said that they're willing to come. It is a 2-day event. But it's an amazing opportunity to reach Roanoke, which is an area where I cannot flyer in the schools. So it's so important to have a public presence in Roanoke, especially since also this is where HQ is. So if you have any time, if you're planning to attend anyway, please reach out to me. Anything is helpful, even just showing up in some Girl Scout gear and enjoying the festival and having a visible presence there. Be great. And then the last one that I have for now, this one's through June, is the Discover Girl Scouts event in Franklin County. So it's at Franklin County Recreation Park, and I already have one volunteer who helped me set up the space. I'm so thankful for all the people who have really shown up and been excited to work with me. But again, there's always room for more people. So if you're excited, you're interested, you want to get involved, please reach out. Please reach out to all of us. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks. Definitely need your help. All right. We're going to turn it over to River for our program.
Hi, everyone. So a couple May programs coming up. Beth is on the call and she is helping host. Well, she is hosting Junior Jams Take 2 with Debbie. Roadcap. Thank you. There's so many Debbies. And then also Skyline Reader. Forgot to skip over that one. We're currently having the bingo for the Skyline Readers. So those are your May programs. WAGS is also in May, or the WAGS at the Local Colors Festival. So that one's at the park, Elmwood Park in downtown Roanoke. The cost of that is free. There's going to be a march, a parade of nations in the morning from 10:50 to 10:30. If you want to sign up for that, email communications@gsvsc.org. and they will be able to give you more guidance on attending the parade. The festival is from 11 to 5, so you're welcome to come and go as you please. There will be a patch that you can grab at the Kid Corner activity table for $2. And you're also welcome to volunteer to that one too, for that event. Volunteers would be needed from 10:30 to 5:30. And it would happen on 2-hour shifts. And if you volunteer, you get a free patch, a souvenir.
Thank you. All right, next.
There was a grant that we received money for from Grow More Good, and this is to establish a pollinator garden at Camp Sac. So there is an interest meeting for that on May 11th from 10 a.m. to 12. That will be at Gay Lodge. And if you have any questions, you can email Vicky at vculpepper@gsvsc.org. And there's also an RSVP form, and there's a link right there, and you can also find it on the events calendar.
Hey River, I'm gonna pop in. It's Vicky. Hey everybody.
Hey, Vicky.
There's an update on the location for that particular meeting because there is another troop that's using SAC for a camp out, an overnight camp out. So it will actually be at Troop House instead of Gay Lodge.
Okay.
It
Oh.
just was confirmed like this afternoon. So
We'll change that before we send out the slides. Thanks, Vicky.
Yeah, thank
not a
you.
problem.
That's exciting. Thanks. All right.
Tree Promise. So Berry Stone State Park and Virginia Tech have donated us 200 trees, the same that they gave us last year. They are red maple tree saplings, and we are ready to hand those out to. So there's a form, a Google form. It's also on the GS events page and it's open right now. I have it scheduled to close on May 5th. That way we can distribute all the trees, or if we run out at the 200 max, we'll stop then. And the next slide is the dates for pickup. So Camp Ishamani has several dates. They're all within the headquarter office open time. Camp Sac, I will be there on Tuesday, May 7th, from 12 to 8 to give out the trees. And then they will be available on Monday, May 13th and May 14th at Gay Lodge on the front porch. And at Sugar Hollow, I will be there from 3:30 to 8 to distribute the trees. So those are the times that you can select, and I'll drive them up there and meet you. There are a ton of adventures programs, so if there are any adventure leaders on, shout out to you all. We have Color My World. Lou is hosting that one at JMU Arboretum, and this is a first of its program. There's also a few float your boats. There's Roanoke River, Murray River, and I thought there was a third one. Maybe it will pop up soon. Packing Boots is still running strong. There are Triple Crown Packing Boots coming up and High Knoll. And also due for registration on June 1st are the applications for the Prairie Pioneers. For the service unit meeting. Is that one at Ishamani? Which camp were you talking about?
Are you talking about the chat?
Yeah, the chat.
And, she's talking about the one for Charlottesville, I think. Angelica is.
Okay,
And,
gotcha.
or Janet is telling Angelica that they can
Oh.
they'll get it for the service meeting. Got it.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And then we have some upcoming save the dates. So these are kind of listed on the calendar right now and don't have any details. Currently working on getting the details up by the beginning of May. So we have string of pearls is complete. The registration is up for that one. Red Sox Day is coming to Roanoke on July 24th. We are going to show a movie at the Red Sox Stadium this year instead of having an overnight, but that event should be complete soon. S'mores Day at Ishamani is going to be more like a recruitment event. So we hope to open it to current family members and they can bring along guests. September 7th, we're having Spellbound Spectacular. That one's going to be a, how do you describe it? I'll keep the details in for that one for now. Okay. That one will come out soon. September 14th, we'll have Girl Scouts Love State Parks. This will be another recruitment type event that we're going to have at Berrystone, and I'm currently planning that out with the park ranger, Danny, who does magical tree tours or tree shows. September 30th, we'll start Future Voter, and that will run through November. We'll also have a fall camporee at Camp Sac this year. This will be for the older girls, and for the younger girls, we have Girls and Ghouls that will be at Sugar Hollow, October 19th and 20th. We also had to reschedule the River Rock Climbing Gym overnight lock-in to November 9th due to low registration, but we seem to have more registrants for this round, so I'm hoping this program will make. Here are the list of summer camps with the close dates, and you can also click on the link for more.
All right, we have a quick little video.
Here's a quick video.
Make sure you thumbs up if you can hear it. You hear it? Okay, good. All right, make it bigger. All right, quick little commercial for our summer camps.
All right, and that's what we have for programs. Does anybody have any questions about some of the upcoming program? All right, leave it to product programs.
All right, I am going to be playing the role of Sandy today. I will do my best to share what she has for us. So the cookie sales ended with 2,716,242. Yay, that's a whole lot of cookies. So axolotl, ha ha ha. 91% of last year and 81% of the budget. Digital sales were 808,949, 11% above last year. Troops participating was 192, which was 88% compared to last year. Girls participating was 1,755, which was 91% of last year. The top achievers will be announced soon, and the String of Charms, String of Pearls celebration will be June 21st, as River has said. Recipients of the awards will be contacted soon with more details. Rewards were ordered today. They should ship from LBB in 4 weeks to the service unit cookie managers for distribution to the troops. Again, another shout out and just say how much we appreciate all of you do to support the troops, parents and girls in the service unit. And we know that all of you devote a ton of time to the program in addition to your other volunteer roles. So again, thank you so much. We want to also let you know there was a significant challenge this year in trying to get and assist troops allocating their cookies sold to the girls' records in the past 2 weeks. This contributed to a delay in placing the reward order because the product program team must submit all troops on one order to LBB. So it's really important that somehow we communicate this better. Well, it was communicated very well, actually, but it just didn't happen. And so we are going to try to do what we can to work and determine how to emphasize the importance of allocating these cookies and how it impacts the girls at receiving their incentives. So we're really relying on everyone that's participating to do what they need to do. But we just, again, want to thank you for your dedication and the time you spent supporting the program and the council. And we're looking forward to a successful program next year. Skyline Shop will continue to be open for appointment. Insurance and safety regulations necessitate this at this time. Dates for opening will continue to be announced in the Girl Scout Connection. We'll fill orders to pick up from April 29th to May 17th. There is an ongoing water project. I'll talk about this in the property section. So it's limiting what we can do. They will be open on Wednesday, May 22nd from 12 to 5:30 and Saturday, June 1st from 10 to 2 by appointment. You can continue to place orders from the shop, the Skyline Shop at GSVC for pickup. And of course, the GSUSA online shop is open 24/7. Many special discounts on online products are available online, and GSVC receives 35% of the revenue from the online shop, which is similar to the revenue of the Skyline Shop. So any questions? Any questions about the product sale or the Skyline Shop? Any comments, questions? If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Sandy. She's, available to help you with any of those things. Fund development. Vicki, you wanna speak to that? Oh, when is it? It's June 21st is the date for String of Pearls, Amy. And that information will be shared. All right, Vicki, would you like to speak to what we got going on?
Sure. We've got quite a few local giving days, as well as one national giving day. Give Roanoke actually was yesterday. We did much better than last year. We're starting to see a comeback, just so you all know, on donations for Give Roanoke from during the pandemic era, which is nice. The big one, which is interesting, is our NASCAR Give-a-thon. This is by invitation only. It's supported and hosted by NASCAR. We raised just shy of $2,000 last year. We are the only Girl Scout council in the nation that's participating, and we are one of 30 organizations within the state of Virginia that was invited back. And so that's really, really important. There's going to be some streamlined communication. And I've been working with Marcom to make sure nobody gets double emails, because that's annoying. The next one is Give Local Allegheny Highlands. That's on May 21st. And then Give Local NRB, which is on June 26th. They're all varying in times, but generally it's a 24-hour window, starting either at midnight that day and going until midnight that same day, or starting at noon and ending at noon the next day.
So Vicki, I have a question real quick. Will we get emails and texts, or just emails only, or how's it work?
We did one text, and we targeted the emails out to try to keep it within the areas that are giving local. We did one text for Give Roanoke, and we did, I think, 2 total emails, one on that particular day, but on the weeks prior, Marcom, Jennifer, is working with me to get like a teaser out, so you get about a week's notice beforehand.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yep, no problem.
All right, property. I think I'll be playing the role of property as well today. So don't forget to join the property rally for updates. This is where you can get the most up-to-date information on what's going on and impacting maybe, what's happening at the camps. Like I mentioned previously, Ishimani will be closed to reservations from April 29th to May 17th for a water tank replacement. The office will be supported specifically by phone and email on Thursday, May 2nd. Otherwise, the office will be open for regular scheduled business. Work at multipurpose continues. We're trying to have that completed as soon as possible, but they are at the mercy of the contractor's schedules. The newly planted trees at Sugar Hollow are looking great, and we have some wonderful volunteers that are coming regularly, and we know that they're coming. So if you're out at Sugar Hollow, don't be surprised if a troop shows up to water the trees. So they're helping take care of them, making sure they're watered correctly, and so on occasion you may have some surprise visitors. And there are, of course, various projects are underway at Sacagawea. Rebecca or Donna, would you like to give us an update on how things are going at Camp Sac? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Things are going very well.
Good.
They delivered all the roofing material today for the new roof at Hideaway. We have a new back wall at Hideaway, plus a door. So cool. We have a new back deck on the admin building. The sports shed is completely done, repaired everything, new gutters, new front deck, new back deck, all painted inside. Troop house is amazing. That is so pretty. And then the double pane windows have been put in at Gay Lodge.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I knew you or Donna could fill us in, so thank you. And you can see pictures and things of all this on the property rally, so feel free to check it out. All right, marketing communications, I always like to share, because again, Girl Scout volunteers wear many hats, that's so cute. Just kind of has been our April calendar and our May calendar. The Brew with You events, the next one coming up, there was one, I think it's tomorrow, Brew with You at Lynchburg. And then we have the Brew with You in Martinsville Coffee, obviously the Service Unit Team Camp Out, and then there's going to be a Brew with You at Harrisonburg Brew Night. We'll be celebrating the graduating seniors. Info's due on the 12th. Obviously, we talked about Junior Jam. The next town hall will be May 23rd. And of course, the office will be closed on May 27th. So definitely check out our event calendar for all the details. And now I'm going to go into volunteer experience. I've got some fun things to share. The GSUSA, I don't know if you remember on the last roundtable, we talked about the Girl Scout experience boxes. For new Daisy troops, GSUSA will be shipping out program boxes. The new troops will receive a special link from their CEM to sign up for the Girl Scout experience box once they confirm that a troop has 5 girls and two co-leaders. There's only 1 sign up per troop. But it's really fun. They're going to have a whole schedule, and basically it will last them their first year. And the service unit team members that are coming to the service unit team camp out will get to experience and see the sample boxes. We're going to bring some, and they're also, GSU is providing some really fun, cute recruitment activities. So we'll have those available at the camp out as well, so you can check those out. Don't forget the service unit camp out is the 4th and 5th. Talked about that. The registration has closed. If you've not logged in, you can go into your MyGS account and click on the event registration and download your packing list. I'll be sending an email out reminder, but we do need your health history forms if you can send them in by Friday, that would be great. You can send them directly to me, or you can send it to info@. Any questions about before I move on? Any questions? Okay, I don't think so. Okay, I think we're good. Any questions? All right, looks like we're good. Okay, we have a new rally. It's called the GSVAC Rallyhood Success Center. So any of you, and it's free. Like you don't have to be when I say free, you're free to join. You can just it'll automatically accept your entry basically, and it's like a place to find all the YouTube videos and user guides. So if you're not familiar with Rallyhood, this is a really great place to get started. There's user guides for parents, there's user guides for, just you as members and service unit teams, things like that. So Rallyhood set this up for us, and we're really appreciative. So we really wanted to make sure that you have all the information at your fingertips if you want to learn more about Rallyhood. They updated, one of the videos they updated is regarding the Stripe setup. So if you're wanting to do events, service unit events through Rallyhood, definitely check out the new Stripe. Stripe has updated some of their setup and payment things. So just definitely check it out. It'll show you step by step how to set all that up. So I'm going to go into some travel and trips planning tips. So these are some things that we covered on the last one, but we just want to remind everybody because it is that time of year. So we want to make sure that they're prepared and they've completed the required training. So if they're just taking trips with, locally or within the United States, within the lower 48 is what I like to call, since I used to live in Alaska, they have to take GS 201 trips and overnights. If they're going to do camping, outdoor education is required for camping, outdoor cooking, those kind of things, and campfires. And then if they are going to take cruises or international travel, GS 203 international trip training is required. So that's something that seems to be missed sometimes, especially for those that are wanting to take cruises. And they need to take the training first. They need to start with the training. So we're going to be scheduling some additional training for international trips because we know it's needed. We have a few people that need to take it already, but we're trying to get ahead of that. So just remind them that they need to start there. They can always send an email to info@ if they need a training and they don't see it on the calendar. So please remind troop leaders to reach out to us that they need something that they don't see. We also need mentors. So we have some really great trainers that really help with this, but we could use a few more. So if you have experience traveling internationally with a group of Girl Scouts and have planning and international travel experience and are willing to mentor others, reach out because we need some more mentors. So any questions before I move on to forms? Nope. Okay. Just speak up if you need it. When a troop is deciding to travel or wants to travel internationally or take a cruise, they need to start first with an intent to travel form. This puts us on notice so we can make sure that we schedule the international trip training and assign a mentor. So it's 2 years in advance. They should be submitting that in. They can talk to the girls and, say, think about where they want to go. But that's prior to any really specific detailed planning, like where they're going to stay, those kind of things. And then 18 to 20 months before, trip training needs to be completed. So again, it's really important to start with the training and letting us know that you're going to start this process before actually planning. We've been getting a lot of those like within 6 months, and it's hard to get ahead of that and making sure, this allows us enough time to make sure training is available and we get someone to work with you. So sometimes there's confusion about program center reserving property council properties. And so I'd just like to go over this. There was a little bit of confusion about this. Reservations must be submitted 10 business days prior to your desired arrival date. That timeline may need to be adjusted based on your activity trip permission requirements. So if you're a troop, you may need to adjust that a little bit. But we have many people that use our properties for different reasons. So we need to have a reasonable amount of time for approval because there's different uses. And I'll get into that in a minute. But you want to make sure that you get that in. So we'll go into the activity permission form. So I try to split this up again so y'all can share this out with the troop leaders. So the activity trip permission form is based off of our council P1 policy. So if someone's taking a day or overnight trip that includes non-registered participants, if they're doing a trip outside of council boundaries, if their trip is going to last longer than 2 nights and 3 days, if they're going to travel outside of the continental US, if they're taking camping, if they're going camping, including backyard, campfires, outdoor cooking, or camping, it doesn't matter if they're doing it on council property or if they're going across the United States to camp or even internationally, this requires an activity trip permission. So if you have a service unit camperee, you need to remind your troops they need to send in their activity trip permissions. The activity trip permission person is staff is going to copy the service unit team people when we receive those, just so you know. So, and then of course, if there's programs that include sensitive topics, human sexuality, related health issues, that's a different timeline. And then any activities that create or present a greater risk than usual to participants. So these are the reasons why. So as you can see, I kind of put in parentheses what the timeline is. It really is based on the duration, the location, type of program, and participants, as to the timeline. So I kind of, and over to the right, you'll see I have this timeline that is off the form. So hopefully by seeing these two side by side, this really helps with the timeline. Any questions about that? Yep, Beth, go ahead.
So it used to be if we were doing a field trip within our service unit area, we didn't have to put in a trip permission.
Right.
The way I'm reading that, it's saying within council boundaries, it has to be 4 weeks. So are you having to put in a field trip now?
So
your local area, or are you just saying within council and not in your local area?
So basically, it's your reasoning for submitting would be over to the left. If you're taking a day or overnight trip that includes non-registered participants, you would need to submit a form, okay? If it's just your troop and everybody's registered and it's local and it's not high risk and it doesn't qualify for camping or any of those things, the form is not required, okay?
That's what I wanted to know.
Okay, does that help explain that? So I know it
that is-
gets a little confusing because over here it says local field trips. It's
Exactly.
it's local field trips that are based off of the P1 policy. Okay,
Okay.
so you could have a local trip or an activity that might be, say you're going rock climbing, but it's in your service unit. That requires a trip permission, an activity trip permission. So it's
Right.
it's much based on the activity or the type of program activity as it is where, or how far.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I know what I tell them, but then I saw something come through that I'm thinking, they didn't need to do that, but that's okay. They were a new troop. They
Right.
covered the bases. We're good to go.
Absolutely. And sometimes they don't know, so they just send it in. So we'll still approve it, if and let them know. But yeah, so really and truly, you could probably say processing is required for trips within council boundaries and activities that do not, So I know it just gets a little bit confusing, but hopefully that'll help clarify that. So it really is paying attention to the activity, as much as the location. So hopefully that helps. That's why I try to put it side by side. Yeah, but I know, and the local is where they get confused, I think. Okay. All right. So again, timeline adjustments. So one of the things specifically where troops do get hung up is camping, campfires, and outdoor cooking. So if they're doing this on council property, it requires a submission of a property reservation and an activity trip permission form. It makes sense that the property reservation should be submitted first to ensure the property is available for the day they want to be there, right? So we suggest that first. So again, that means their timeline is going to be adjusted from 10 business days to at least 4 weeks, because we know that it's going to be at least 4 weeks, for them because of the activity trip permission turnaround time. Does that make sense? So we have to adjust a little bit. Even though the form says 10 business days, you're doing a different activity that's requiring you to adjust the timeline a little bit. We're not able to make the timelines match for property reservations and activity because not all property reservations require an activity trip permission. We have varied groups that are using the council properties for troop meetings. Like for instance, if they're just having a troop meeting, they don't need an activity trip permission. That's where they meet. That's where the parents are dropping them off. Service unit meetings, take action in highest award projects. Doesn't necessarily require an activity trip permission. It just requires a property reservation. Any questions about that? So one of the user case scenarios I like to use is council trainers. Their timeline's totally different, especially if they're doing outdoor ed, CIT, CPA, hiking, or something like that on our property. And that's in their procedures, but they need to submit those 4 months in advance because we've got to advertise the registration and we've got to publicize that it's happening at least 4 to 6 months in advance. So it's, the sooner we know that, the better, the more we can publicize it. So hopefully that explains. And hopefully that'll just kind of demonstrate where timelines need to be adjusted. And it just depends on what you're doing where based, will impact your timeline. Hopefully that's clear. All right, Brenda, would you like to share about the finance form?
Yes. What do you mean? You mean what?
Finance
I
form.
fell asleep. Okay.
Brenda needs coffee.
Brenda needs more than coffee right now. Okay, so
My goodness.
what? Everybody knows that the finance reports are due on June 30th. I'm assuming everybody knows. If you don't, now you do. The really cool things about these finance reports, I mean, they're fabulous and I love them and it fills me with joy. But the finance department is now going to be taking over their review. So, which really should have happened all along. So feel free to reach out to us about it, because we can help you or not. So either Janice or myself can work with you or answer any questions. Anyways, now Jody has promised me that on May 1st, because I just want you to know I don't have any control over it, that I'm going to trip over these words, that the VTK Finance tab will be available Okay, so if it's not, talk to Jody. And then I will be emailing, and I will, because I don't forget stuff like Jody. I'll be emailing all the finance facilitators and whoever else I need to. The tracking, the finance report tracking that is created for, and I should have changed that to membership year 2025, not left it at 2024. Other than that,
No, that would be
I
correct.
don't-
They're turning in the finance reports for 2024.
oh yeah, you're right, you're right. So yeah,
See,
maybe I
Jody
did.
doesn't forget.
I mess stuff up. I don't forget a lot. I just mess it up.
Well, I'm just here to help you
Yes,
through.
yes.
So.
So, if you do have any questions, do send an email to info@ and they'll get it to us.
I think Beth had a question, and I'll go on to the next slide. Go ahead, Beth. What was your question?
It was about the tracking. So when you're saying you're going to get with us on May 1st, pretty much nobody's going to have their paperwork in by that time.
No. They won't.
But that is going to be a tracking sheet that we can go back to repeatedly to
Yes.
make
Yeah.
sure that they've turned things in. Is that correct?
Right.
That's
Right.
correct.
And the
So-
reason why I'm giving you access on May 1st is because the VPK is open May 1st. There's not going to be a lot of data in it, but I'd like you to try your link.
Okay.
Don't wait.
Another question I have is, we repeatedly have been told finance reports have to be in before you can sell for nuts and candy. And I push it and I push it. And then all of a sudden, cookies come around and it says, oh, this troop can't sell because they don't have their finance report in. How do I know? So thank you for doing the report tracking so that I can know who I need to go after during the summertime instead of waiting till fall. So thank you so much for doing that. And do not wait till the week before cookies to tell me this troop can't sell because they haven't done their paperwork yet.
Well, I totally agree with that. I have to say that previous years, I'm hoping this is better. I'm not promising, world change, but Janice will be dealing with the troop reports and the SU reports, and she needs to be right on them. That is what I told her. None of this building up cases in your little queue or any of that. So she will be keeping that report up to date to make sure and not falling behind. So, I mean, unless she quits and then I get stuck with it, but we're going to be right on it better than previously. It has always been one of those jobs that we've shuffled around council and nobody really likes. But it really belonged to finance all along. So the information is going to be much more timely this year than it has in previous years. I mean, she's still working through the reports that were sitting out there from last year. And she is to get them done by May. I'm giving her till May 30th to complete those. Because it's all water under the bridge stuff. But we'll make sure that everybody gets notified about the troop not being able to, or missing a report. Because I don't want it to get to a point where they aren't able to. They need to have been hounded a little bit by us, and you'll be on the finance facilitator will be on those communications. So you'll be aware that we're looking for this report if it's missing. And I'm kind of a little bit of a nitpicker, so I'll be making sure those troops get spoken to, not just when it's time to sell product.
Right.
So,
and that's what we've been trying to attempt all along. But like Brenda said, it's one of those jobs that really should have been in finance from the beginning, and hasn't been. But we're glad that it's going there now. They're the experts on finances, so we're glad it's there. But here's just a reminder that you can share that we'll be passing along and putting in the service unit team, service unit talking points, that's what I'm trying to get out. What they need to do. It's really important that they actually complete the finance report and send it to us as an Excel numbers Google sheet. Don't send it to us as a PDF. We need the Excel sheet, or that, something of that nature. And it's really important that they turn in all their receipts, and they turn in their bank statements, and they give an explanation for, where they purchased it and why they purchased it. What are these expenses for? Not just we get a lot of blanks a lot of times. So it's really important that we have that information. They are going to be like Brenda said, May 1st, they can start submitting them. In the VTK tab, there is a file size limit. So when you submit something through the VTK, it will send an automated email, which goes to info@. They can reply back to that email with any additional documents. So if for some reason, and they can see actually what was submitted, they'll be able to see their attachments. And what went through and what isn't. So it's really good for them to look at that email before they start sending a bunch of additional. Hopefully that'll help. So anyway, so it's, if they don't see an automated email, then it didn't go through. So they will be able to tell.
A lot of times what happens is if the file's too big,
right,
it'll stop it from going through. I mean, because we get not a lot of that, but we get a few of those where we reach out and say, it never showed up, and somebody's saying if that file was too big. As you can see, it needs to be 25 megabytes, preferably 24.9.
Yeah. But anyway, if you want to share this is a really kind of rule of thumb of what they need to do. So on one slide. All right. We're going to go on to training. I just want to welcome our new council trainers. We have a few staff and a few volunteers that went through training for trainers. I just want to give a shout out. I know Diane's not here, but Janet is. And Janet Miller and Diane Benham actually help us lead the training. They're joining the Training for Trainers team, which is nice. So Donna and I are really grateful for that. But we have Emily Stoltzfus, who's a community engagement manager. Morel Hirschfield from Radford Montgomery, Jocelyn Pace from Charlottesville Albemarle, and then Mary Alice Mount and River Jones. So congratulations for completing Training for Trainers. We're really happy. Jocelyn, who's already stepped in, she already started her first training with Beth. I want to also give a shout out to Beth for filling in for Janet and helping last weekend. So we really appreciate you doing that and making sure that CIT and CPA could happen. So really, really just Janet, I see in the chat says, thank you, Beth. So thank you. I know that, that was not Beth's original intention, but we really appreciate you jumping in. So it's just one of those ways where Girl Scouts work together in our big sisterhood. So thank you. Okay. So first aid requirements. So we really want to recommend that volunteers look at the intro to safety activity checkpoints, but here I'm going to just kind of spell it out so we can share what's required for first aid CPR training. And so we get a lot of people that do online only training. There's also a requirement that hands-only CPR is not also an acceptable certification. So we want to make sure that they're being taught rescue breaths. So just make sure that you kind of verify those things before you complete the training or sign up and pay for something that may not qualify and meet the Girl Scout standards. But we do typically accept American Red Cross, National Safety Council, EMP America, American Heart, American Safety and Health Institute, Medic Solo, and there may be some other sponsoring organizations that we can get approved if we know that they are completing these things. It also spells out, if you're working with a troop or supervising girls that are age 8 and up and are, weigh about 55 pounds or older, then adult only first aid CPR and AED certifications will suffice for that, just so you know. But we do need documentation, the official documentation. It should be on file so we can use that for our activity trip permissions. So that's one of the things that we end up having to track down or run into issues with, just making sure that it qualifies. So, and if you look in the intro to safety activity checkpoints, it also provides the advanced first aider requirements as well. So that's where all that information is housed, just so you know. It's like more, right? Again, the upcoming training dates, so some save the dates and some training. So we have a virtual, the service unit team camp out that we already talked about, the virtual Silverwood workshop. There's going to be a lunch and learn on May 15th for the service unit team looker training. There's a bronze award workshop coming up in May. So May 15th is the looker training. May 19th is a bronze award, and then June 12th is the virtual silver award workshop. We have some other workshops coming up. Virtual gold award, virtual on June 15th and June 12th, and then Camp SAC, kudos to Donna and Rebecca. They've already scheduled their outdoor education overnight for September 28th. So these registrations will be getting up soon, but thank you very much for those. And so, and the other thing that I have not put on here, but I'm trying to pick a date, we're trying to get a international, international trip training scheduled as well. So sooner rather than later, because we do have a few that need that training so they can go on trips. So if you are a council trainer, save the date, Saturday, November 16th at Ishamani in Roanoke. We're going to have annual conference of trainers. So that will be another registration coming up soon. So please save the date. Want to get that out there. And of course, like I said, outdoor ed is going to be happening at Camp SAC. So we're very excited about that. September 28th through September 29th. Remind your leaders that they need to go into GS Learn and take GS 301A outdoor ed planning first. So they can go ahead and get started on that now. So that way we're not chasing them down when we're trying to do the second step in the menu planning. So remind them ahead of time. That would be really helpful. Any questions about that? Okay. Now all that, and it's your turn. So any mission moments or Girl Scout stories? Any special moments you would like to share? We would love to hear from you. What do you got going on? All right, Beth, go ahead.
Well, Mall Madness went off and did really well. This year was the second year we've done it. Our troop has done it on our own. We remember to tell them to turn the lights on in the bathrooms. We turn lights on in the building. The DJ played clean music. It seemed like everybody had a really good time. It was down home on the farm. The only bad thing that happened is the Vicky just said the chicken, and that just threw me off. I'm sorry.
Wait, there was a chicken? I gotta hear about that.
Yes.
It was
The patches
awesome.
were ordered. They were supposed to be there Friday. At the end of the day, they did not come till Monday. So now I'm having to track down troops and get them to their rightful thing. Another thing that I learned was I need to put their address on the registration. We use Cheddar Up, and I forgot to do that. So now I have to go back and they've been really good about commenting about their addresses and send them to me or meet me or things like that. But when we were planning the Mall Madness, Temu had this chicken costume, inflatable chicken costume. And I don't do Temu, I don't trust it. But one of my Girl Scout mom's grandmother does, and they ordered it. The chicken costume cost us, actually, I think it cost $3, but the grandmother gave it to us. And the girls, each of the girls in the troop had fun walking around and being the chicken with, yes, anyway, it was a good thing.
I hope you got pictures of that. I would love to see that. You have to post and share pictures of that. That would be
Pictures of
fun.
it.
I'm trying to think. I think I have pictures up, but I'm not sure where they're at.
Vicky, did
I'll
you
have to look.
have pictures?
I've got pictures.
Okay. You want to share? Can
I've
you
got
share?
lots of pictures.
Can you share now? Or
It's
okay.
It's on my mobile. Let me email it and then I'll
Okay.
send it to you so you can share
Okay.
it on screen.
Awesome. Awesome. That was funny. Okay, cool.
Mall Madness, awesome. Seriously, Beth, thank you. Because I did that as a brownie when I was in Iowa. It was second grade. And it's like my favorite Girl Scout memory ever. So thank you. I love it.
That's awesome.
You're very welcome. I really think there's no mall in Stanton, but Charlottesville, I don't know how big their mall is. I know I had like 16 papers to take around. Like I don't go to Spencer's and ask them to stay open. That just is an incident report just waiting to happen, I think. Don't hit the mall, the anchor stores. I know they're not, but Claire's Icing, the Pretzel Place, Claire's Icing, Delilah and Company, and the girls actually got to go in and try dresses and things on. She has a prom section back in there. So Maple Cafe with the coffee, Aunt Annie's for the pretzels. And you tell them on the evaluation, we have no control over the stores and how long they'll be open. Please do not put that in your comments.
Right.
Would like Ulta to be open. Barnes and Noble would really be great to open. Do you not think I walked into every store twice and asked them?
Right.
But district managers won't let them open. New store in the mall was Five Below. They opened up and stayed, and they did very well. Also, they told me Claire stays open till 5 o'clock in the morning. So they do well.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah. But Janet, I see that the mall is terrible, but would they rent you the mall to do program in it for overnight? That's, that would be a cool thing. Then I'd be glad to help you with it if that's what somebody wants to try and do. So anyway, thank you. Yes, it was fun.
Head south toward Pilot Truck Drive.
That's Elizabeth.
What did she say?
I was going to say Beth, unfortunately, the last I heard that the Charlottesville Mall was going to be being torn down and Home Depot was coming in. So
turn left onto Pilot Truck Drive.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
Pilot Truck
Yeah,
Drive.
me and Emily, we were talking about that recently on a drive.
Yeah, Beth, as someone who used to work at the mall in Charlottesville, there really isn't too much left. And I would say, I would worry a little bit about safety
okay.
at the mall, a little bit, just being
there you go.
As someone who was there late in the evenings, I would just worry a little bit for our girls.
Okay, I understand that. So
Thank you for trying.
I'll take that off the table. How's that?
Yeah, Janet said Roanoke would be fun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Roanoke. I think
and you actually have two. You have Tanglewood and Valley View.
Yeah.
So this is our chicken costume.
That's so cute.
And the girls had fun, and the younger girls came up and wanted to have pictures taken with them, and they walked through the mall, and there's one, it's a video, and the tail, I got the backside of it, and the tail swishes as the kid walks. It is just so comical.
That's so cute. So cute. Thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. Super cute. Yeah, I think those are super cute. Well, thank you, Beth. Thank you. I know that's such a huge event to put on. So thank you for doing all that. I know every year, people are asking, when's Mall Madness? When is it going to happen? Is it going to happen this year? So, to have that back, I think that's an awesome thing. So thank you for sharing. Thanks for putting it on. That's huge. Huge, big deal. Awesome. Well, would anybody else like to share anything going on in your service unit or something fun coming up that you want to share? I know it's been a couple months. I think it's been a couple months. I don't even know how long, but I know Janet put on in the Charlottesville. They did the Taylor Swift recruitment event, and that was very well attended, and the girls had a really good time. So a lot of fun was had there. So
yes, thank you, and it fulfilled my personal dream. So thank you.
It was so cute. Well, I can tell. I mean, some of our thank you video to the volunteers that was taken at that event. So that was really awesome.
That I was going to ask, is there a link to that video? Because I wanted to share with the girls around here so they could see themselves.
Absolutely. So we can definitely. It should have been in the Girl Scout Connection, but if not, I'm going to share this as well, so you'll be able to post it out, so I can get you a link to it.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Anybody else like to share? Angelica said, I'll share. We're looking forward to our last service unit meeting in May. We've had volunteers plus daughters doing buddy burners and s'mores and some swag. Love it. There's My Little Pony on the background, so I can't unmute. Got it. Understood. That's awesome. That's cute. Same with the camp commercial. It's on our YouTube page. Yep, yes, exactly. Both of them are on our YouTube page. I don't know, Molly or Vicky, if y'all can pull it and just post a link in the chat, that would be helpful. Anything else going on that you'd like to share? Give you a few more minutes.
Our service unit is doing a spring camporee, and we're using camp overlooking Kieseltown, and they're doing it on Mother's Day weekend. And I wasn't quite sure that this is going to go, but one of the things they want to do is to have a brunch for the mothers that are picking their girls up as they come in. So I'm not sure about how that's going. It's Girl Scout Ways is the theme, and I have ceremonies. So I get to do flag ceremony, campfire ceremony, and I'm bringing back the wishes as you throw in something into the fire, and even sparks or blazes or changes colors. So, you know, creamer does something and sugar does something and flour does something. So that's one of the things I'm planning on doing with the fire at campfire. So, but I can't wait to see what the brunch on Sunday morning is.
Nice. That sounds awesome. I know, Rebecca, y'all have a leader appreciation dinner coming up in, is it June? Is Rebecca still here? Did we lose her? Might have lost her. Might have lost Rebecca. I don't know if Donna, if you want to unmute and share, but I think there's
It's June 2nd, for it's a rededication and appreciation picnic.
awesome.
I won't be here for it, but oh well.
That's okay. But thank you for sharing. I appreciate you letting us know. Yeah. So it's, so just, that's really nice for the service unit. I know that typically Donna, Rebecca, y'all do that every year, right? At the kind of end of the year, kind of a end of the year closeout.
Yes, every year, yeah.
Awesome. And it's needed. So it's really nice. They invite everybody and gather and say their appreciations in person. So it's really nice.
It's a leader appreciation, but their daughters are all invited, or their kids are all invited. So the dock's open and we just
nice. Awesome. Sounds like a lot of fun. Thank you, Donna. All right. Anyone else like to share? Otherwise, we will close out this evening if unless you have questions or comments. So yeah, the Jenna, that she posted the links to the summer camp and the GSVSC 1912 YouTube. So you should be able to get those links. We'll get you the direct link for the thank you. I think that might be it. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, the next, like I said, the next coming up is, we said this several times, servicing team camp out, and then we'll be taking a break. And then May 23rd, though, is the virtual town hall. And then we'll typically take a break for June and July, and potentially August, because August is recruitment. And then we'll start back up in September. If you need anything in between there, you know how to reach us. So hopefully y'all get a break during the summer as well and get ready for next year, right? Other than that, just want to say thank you again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you do. We really appreciate it, and couldn't do it without you. So we'll get these, as soon as I get the recording processed, I'll get these posted in the Service Unit Roundtable rally, or Service Unit Team rally. And so you can share those out. And we will be posting out the Service Unit Team talking points by May 1st. So that's the goal. Thanks, Vicki and Molly, for posting those. So if you want the links to the YouTube videos, they're in the chat, but we'll also have them in the slides when we send those out. So again, thank you so much. I'm gonna stop the recording. Stop sharing and see if I can stop the recording.
Jody, can you stay on and talk to me about PA training?
Absolutely, absolutely.